Yeah, we have Felicia. We have my source, Cynthia. Good evening. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that blue. Look at that. Getting ready.
Of course, you love the blue.
Yes, I got my look.
Jessica Burns.
Jessica Burns. Good evening, Jessica and Felicia. Oh, thank you. Good evening. And Nas, thank you. That's my family right there. Nas, I tell you, thank you for joining into the Urban Suite. And if this is your first time, you are now officially an urbanite.
Yes, that's right.
Good evening, my urbanites. You have entered the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon. Welcome. We'll be right back after this message. You are entering the Urban Suite with Dr. Lisa LaCon. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community.
That's good to hear.
Let's talk about mental health. Oh, Lisa. Oh, my goodness. Welcome again. Listen, why are you benefiting and not me? That is the foundation of jealousy. Why you and not me? In fact, I should be where you are or beyond where you are. Jealousy. It's an emotional state that can be very destructive. It can be very devastating, and it can harbor self-hatred. We're talking about bitter jealousy tonight in the Urban Suite. How do you deconstruct this emotional state of being when you harbor jealousy, when you are a victim of jealousy, and sometimes you are even a slave to it? We're going to find out after we come back. After these messages, stay with us. All right, so we're back. And for those who are new to the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon, this is our missing person segment. This is where we highlight someone missing. I do this every time we have a scheduled show, which is every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So who is missing this week that we are highlighting? We're highlighting Nia Sandra Rash. So Miss Rash has been missing since December the 28th, 2022 from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Listen, my folks from Pittsburgh, please, I need you to share this information. I need you to look at her picture. She's been missing since December the 28th, 2022. I have to put my readers on. All right. So she's 25 years old, missing again from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's a female. Her race is Black, medium complexion. She's 5'10", 120 pounds. Hair color is black. Hair length is short. and her eye color is brown. I need you all to listen to this. This is the last location seen. All right, Nia was last seen at a bus stop located on Frankston and Duff Road near the McDonald's. Do you all know where that is? She was wearing a black coat with fur on hood, gray sweatpants, and 3/4 tie up light brown Uggs. That's what she was wearing. Her circumstances surrounding her disappearance, according to her mom, she planned to take bus 77 Pat Transit to an unknown location and hasn't been seen since or heard from since. Nia has epilepsy and she is in need of medication. Now, what did I tell you, my urbanites? Many of the missing people that I have highlighted have some form of a disability, whether it's a developmental disability, psychiatric disability. Here she has epilepsy. All right. And she is in need of her medication. And remember, she hasn't been seen since December the 28th, 2022. And today is January the 10th, 2023. So anyone with information, please contact Penn Hills Police Department. That is the Penn Hills Police Department at area code 412-342-1167. Again, that is area code 412-342-1167. Or you can contact BAMFI area code 877-97-BAMFI. And I'm going to give that telephone number out one more time for my Spotify family, my iHeartRadio, Amazon family, and Google Podcast family. That number is 412-342-1167. Let's bring Nia Sandra Rash home. All right. You all ready? Jealousy. Oh, Y'all remember that song? It was kind of corny by Club Nouveau, Jealousy. Anyway.
Dr. Lisa.
Yeah.
Dr. Lisa.
Yes.
There's actually some good news, though, that we missed from last week. We want to give people an update on.
Oh, yes, an update. Yes, please. Oh, yes. So I found safe. So do you have the picture last week highlighted?
Yeah, that was of the girl that she's
yes, Maricia Burton. So Maricia Burton has been found safe. She was the young lady that was missing from the Disney college camp, apparently missing. However, she actually ended up notifying the police and said that she wasn't missing. Everything is fine. Everything is all right. So she's in the category now of found safe. So yes, thank you, Curtis, for bringing that up. She is found safe. Anything else, Curtis, before I begin singing?
No, that's it.
All right. Cut me off in my jealousy. All right.
You don't get copyright now.
Yes. So listen, jealousy. We have all experienced this emotional state of being. And the question is, why? Why do we get jealous? Well, the bottom line of why we get jealous is, guess what? Now, I'm coming as a Christian. I have to come from this perspective because this is very important as a Christian. So in the book of Exodus, verse 14, chapter 34 and 14, God, the Lord God, says that he is a jealous God. And guess what? His name is jealous, because you should not be serving the creature rather than the created one, the one that created you. He is the creator. All right. Anything else outside of that is the creature in a sense. He is a jealous God. So if we are made in his image and in his likeness, guess what? We're going to harbor that same emotional state of jealousy. But what is jealousy? Jealousy simply is asking the question, why are you benefiting and not me? Why are you benefiting the praise and not me? Why are you benefiting from the attention and not me? Why are you benefiting from the wealth and not me? There's a huge amount of things that I can go down. Huge of why people are jealous. So tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to deconstruct this whole thing of especially bitter jealousy, because there are two paths you can take when you're jealous. The first path, we're talking about bitter jealousy. If you harbor, if you are a slave to this emotional state, what can happen is destruction, mayhem, oftentimes violence, death, and self-hatred. Okay? Now, the other path of being jealous, it can promote you or propel you to your purpose if you don't harbor bitterness toward that entity, what you're jealous about. All right, so let's look at bitter jealousy. So basically, jealousy says, why does Diane have that and I don't? Okay, so tonight, in order to deconstruct it, we have to have something that's already there, a structure. So this structure that I'm talking about is bitter jealousy. I'm going to give you practical tips on how to get out of being enslaved to that negative, jealous feeling. Now, we all have experienced it at some point in time. Don't lie to me and say, oh, no, I've never been jealous of anybody. Yes, you have. Even when you were a little kid and someone had a cookie and you didn't, what did you do? You cried for that cookie because you wanted what they had. You said, no, I want that for me. Why do they have? It starts at a very early age because it's in our DNA as humans. It's in our DNA. So you cannot escape it. However, if you feel it coming on, these are some practical things that you can do. And I'm going to share with you tonight my story, how I got over being jealous of someone. All right, so this is Dr. Lisa. I'm not acting as if I'm above reproach, I'm above the law, because I have experienced jealousy myself. I have seen someone that I thought I should be there. Why are they there and I'm not? So this is the story. So, a long time ago, my urban nights, I used to write for a magazine. So basically, I put the magazine aside. I got married, and I knew for my life what I wanted to do. I wanted to raise my children. I didn't want to focus on my professional career. I wanted to focus on a family. So I saw an old friend, colleague one day, and I told her about an opportunity to work for a magazine that I had actually passed up on. The people at this magazine, they called me prior to and said, Lisa, we have an opportunity. We have this magazine. Are you interested? And I said, no, I'm not interested at this time. So I saw my friend in the street. I told her, I said, oh, guess what? Maybe you should contact them and let them know that you're interested. Well, she did. And her career skyrocketed. So for the longest, not the longest time, but I was looking at her career skyrocket as I was changing diapers. I was looking at her career skyrocket as I was changing diapers for number 2. I was looking at her career skyrocket as I was changing diaper for number 3. I was looking at her career skyrocket as I was changing diaper for number 4. But you see what I was doing. I was focused. Listen to this. I was focused more on her career than the purpose for my life. And what did I tell you, my urbanites? What you focus on will grow. So if I was so busy fixated and gazing at her and not what God was doing in my life and identifying my purpose, that's when I started to harbor bitter jealousy. So that is the number one thing. Who and what are you focused on? Are you focused on someone else? Are you focused on something else rather than focusing on what you have been equipped to do? And every time you focus on someone else, you spend time focusing on them, focusing on what they have, exhausting a lot of energy, not, listen to what I'm saying, not focusing on you. So the times that you spend studying them could be time spent you doing what you need to do to get on the path that God has for you. All of us, we all have different purposes. We have different paths. We have different positions in life. But you have to identify, this is number 2, you have to identify your purpose in life so you will not be fixated on someone else's purpose. So, number 1, what are you focused on? Who are you focused on? Are you focused on Diane making all this money? Diane engaged in all these activities? Are you focused on Harold being married to this beautiful person? Are you focused on Harold, being a multi-millionaire? Is that your focus? If your focus is constantly on that, how much time are you nurturing with your life? How much time are you nurturing your potential? How much time are you nurturing your skill set? How much time are you nurturing becoming who and what God wants for you? Oftentimes we miss the boat because our gaze is so focused on someone else that we are no longer thinking about ourselves. And when we do think about ourselves, we're comparing ourselves to that person. And this is where the self-hatred can come in. When you start comparing yourself to someone else, these are the thoughts, because it's all thoughts. These are the thoughts that enter your mind. Listen to this. Well, why does she have it and not me? Well, why does she get that? Why does she get that husband? Well, why is she that shape? Why does she have this and not me? That's the foundation. Rather than flipping it around and saying, you know what? I know what my purpose is. I know what the path is for me, and I know my position. So rather than focus on that person, I'm focusing on me. What am I going to contribute to this world? What am I going to contribute to society? So that's the first one. The first one is focus not on that person. Focus on yourself. That's number 2. Focus on yourself. Identify your purpose. Identify your position in life and identify your passion. Now, I'm going to do a whole new show, not tonight, on how to identify your purpose in life. I'm not going to do that tonight. That's another show. So that's number 2. Okay. The third one, which is very challenging, but you can do it. Very challenging, but you can do it. That person that may be walking in the will of God, we don't know or not. I don't know. We just know that they're being prosperous. We just know whatever. you know what? You need to celebrate them. Learn to celebrate them in your heart and know, you know what, God, I don't know if they're your child or not, but I pray that they will continue to be in your will. You start saying that over and over and over and over again. And what will happen is your bitterness, your hardening of heart will become a tad bit softer each and every time. That's one of the hardest things to do. That's why the word of God says to pray for your enemies, because when you harbor bitter jealousy towards someone in your heart, they are your enemy, whether you want to believe it or not. And you have to be honest with yourself. Am I jealous of someone? Am I jealous of Pat? Am I jealous of Cheryl? Am I jealous of Diane? Am I jealous of Kevin? Am I jealous of Ken? Am I jealous of Andrew? And then you need to state why. If you have a long list of why you are jealous of that person, you're studying that person too much and you're studying that person too long and you're not focused on who you are as a person, who you are, the skills that you possess. I'm telling you this jealousy thing, and let me tell you about jealousy, bitter jealousy.
Dr. Lisa, I do have one question and
Yes.
comment though for you.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes people get to that number 3 real quick before they did number 1 and number 2, because they'll be like, "Oh, bless your heart," and "Oh, God bless you," when they don't really mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of means the opposite of
It's
what they say.
superficial.
Yeah, because
It's superficial. And that's a very important point. Your heart has to be in it. It cannot be loaded with fakeness. It can't be loaded with fraud. It has to be authentic.
Yeah.
And that's why you need to go to step number 1
right
first. That's why you have to do it in this order. This order is very important to do, because I started saying about God is a jealous God. His name is jealous because we are flesh. We have sin in us. The jealousy is perverted. It's perverted. And what it turns into is that bitterness. And we cannot escape it. We have the DNA of God in us. I don't care how many ways you slice the pie. God is love. We have love. God is merciful. We show mercy. God shows grace. We show grace. We have identical traits of who God is. However, because we are human, it is tainted with the works of the flesh. So that jealousy, people, unfortunately, in relationships are so jealous of a spouse. They're so consumed with what that spouse is doing or what that spouse isn't doing. They get to the point where they can unlive or unlive, kill that person because they are loaded with bitter jealousy. And then when you start to compare yourself, that's when you can get into the realm of self-hatred. You can say to yourself, you know what? I don't like where I am. I hate myself. I wish I were Diane. I wish I were Susan. I wish I were Mary. Look at me. I have nothing. I'm just a nobody. I have zero.
Now, isn't relationship jealousy maybe a little bit shades of some other stuff in there too, that maybe this regular jealousy that you're talking about, maybe something that we might have to come back to in February or something, I don't know, but like relationship jealousy is a different thing, because
right,
like when you look like competing with another person's attention and stuff like that, there's certain factors giving you a reason to want to be jealous or something like that. there's other
Well,
factors it seems like
that
it's
is
involved.
a very good point. And it goes back to who God is, because he said you should have no other idols. Because you should have no other idols. Why did he say that? He said that because he created everything. So how is it that you're going to devote your time to someone that didn't create you? How is it that you're going to worship, praise, give all this adulation and accolation and accolades and all of this hip hip hurrah to someone that did not create you, someone that does not deserve it? That's righteous anger. That is not a form of the bitterness at all.
So it is, because people are gonna feel like there's a reason sometimes when, say, if a person cheats or something like that on them, then if they see them with somebody else, they're gonna feel jealous, like something's going on. But do they have a reason for
Absolutely.
that?
That is righteous. That is definitely righteous. I'm talking about bitter jealousy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bitter jealousy. Absolutely. That is, righteous anger to have. Because how dare you? I'm the one that, gave you life in a sense. It's sort of like, say, for instance, as a parent, right? This is not the bitter jealousy. But say, for instance, this is the flip side of the other form of jealousy. So, say, for instance, as parents, we gave birth to a child, we clothed the child, we gave them housing, we gave them room, board, but every year they never acknowledged you for Mother's Day. They gave someone else a Mother's Day card.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like,
So what is that? What do you consider that to be? Like,
well,
if the
that is
person feels some type of
righteous.
way, that's
Right.
right.
That is righteous. Right. That is righteous jealousy, because you have invested this time, you've invested this energy. In a sense, you have allowed this person to grow in what and who they are, and they never acknowledge you.
Now,
They acknowledge someone else.
one other type I could see just off the top is like you might have a situation where you have people that are supposed to be on the same side, like a marriage, for instance. But say one of the people in the marriage is doing better or something like that, or it seems like you're getting more of the respect or the shine,
And,
attention from other people, from their friends or whoever.
mm-hmm.
Now that would be more concerning, like the bitter jealousy, even though like they might think in their mind, I helped build this person up though.
Right. Well, it depends on if the other person is reciprocal. So say, for instance, if the other person is not giving them their due, what they deserve, that can be a form of righteous anger. So say, for instance, in a relationship, if they started out working side by side, and Ken, the husband, is where he is now, and everyone is applauding him, but he always gives credit to his wife. 9 times out of 10, she may not be jealous of that, because he's always giving her credit on where he is now. Now, say, for instance, if Ken is giving her credit, but she's still not satisfied in her heart because she believes that she should be where he is, that is bitter jealousy.
Because can't you see that with certain like celebrity relationships and stuff like that? Sometimes even when they get divorces or when they act out for certain reasons, because there might be certain things going on behind the scenes dealing with that jealousy.
I mean, it could be. I haven't spoken with them personally, but I'm sure it has happened. I haven't, I don't know. I can speculate at this point to say I'm sure it has happened, but I know for a fact going through these 3 steps helped me tremendously. And I will put anyone to the test if you are honest enough and brave enough to say, I am jealous of Susan. I am jealous of Linda. I am jealous of so-and-so, so-and-so. And you go through these 3 steps, being focused on them is misguided. No, don't focus on them. Focus on you. Focus on your purpose. Focus on your passion. Focus on your position. And then you wish them well. Wish them well, the other person in their endeavors. Wish them well. Much success to you. I wish you well. And you have to mean it. This can't be no phony baloney stuff here. Because let me tell you about jealousy. What it can do internally to your organs, increase your anxiety, increase your stress level. It can make you have bad nerves. It can pull your hair out. I'm serious. This jealousy is something, it really is. This bitter jealousy is definitely a negative emotional state that can cripple you for life if you don't let it go.
I mean, if you look at the actress there, look at her face. Like,
look at that. Like, can you see the hate?
Or this other one.
Like, yeah, look at that. Look at that. She's like,
She's not happy at all. You know what I mean?
Not happy at all for the success of someone else. Mm-hmm. And basically that's what you are not happy. Your position is, when you harbor bitter jealousy, is, why does she deserve that and not me? It's I'm telling you, but I got over it. Thank God. I got over it years ago, years ago. But I had to go through those steps. And once I went through those steps, it left.
All right. Now, what about the last thing about saying, like, what about when people putting stuff in your face though? Like, what if somebody's like shoving stuff in your face? That's, that's still on the person to not be jealous regardless. Because look at how people go do on Instagram and all that stuff. All they doing is flaunting, and all they doing is showing how great everything is for them, and da-da-da-da. So people want to be that.
I think social media has made this spirit, this emotional state of being of jealousy, I think it has increased because of social media as well. Oh, namaste. Felicia says namaste. Hello, Felicia. Love that lip color on you. Oh, thank you. It's Tom Ford, called Obsession. I think it's Tom Ford Obsession.
Wow.
Yes, Tom Ford Obsession.
That was a quick plug. Okay. Gonna do a makeup tutorial next. Okay.
Well, yeah, that would be nice. Yes, I love my lipsticks. So that is Tom Ford Obsession. So yeah, I'm telling you, it's really interesting because. And then the thing about jealousy, this is something else. In jealousy, guess what exists? We always talk about this.
What? Fear?
Fear.
Okay.
Fear. Let me paint this picture. Why them and not me? I fear that I won't be able to get there. I fear that I won't be able to have a husband. I fear I won't be able to get wealth. I fear these things. So what will happen in jealousy, the bitter jealousy, is if you focus on that long enough, your life is going to be stagnant. And the thing that you fear will be the thing that you will become. So if you fear not being prosperous and you have bitter jealousy, that's what will ultimately happen. You will not be prosperous. You're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck.
That's a
You have to
lesson.
look at your life and be like, oh my gosh, I'm going nowhere fast because I'm jealous of X, Y, and Z.
You can't get past it. Well, that number two was very important. They got to ID their purpose. So when we do that special, we got to help people identify their purpose. Because sometimes people don't have it. They're just looking at what other people are saying they should be doing.
Yes,
So they don't have their own purpose. They don't really feel like that inside themselves. They're just
absolutely.
saying, well, I'm supposed to be having this bigger car as that one, or I'm supposed to be having this that they got because they saying that that's what I'm supposed to have.
Right. I'm supposed to have this bigger house.
Mhm.
I'm supposed to wear size 4. I'm supposed to have a husband. I'm supposed to have children. I'm supposed to have, well, how do you know you're supposed to have it?
Right.
How do you know?
So is that going to be during Mental Health Month, or you think that might
Yes,
be?
we're going to do that during Mental Health Month. And I may inject it sometime. It'll probably be in March because February is pretty much booked
Yeah.
with couples, romance, stuff like that.
Did
So
you want to
great.
give them any little preview, just one snippet of one guest maybe that we have coming up in February? Did you have
Yeah,
that one?
actually, yes, I do have a couple coming up. They wrote this book. I have it. It's called Intentional Foreplay. Listen, ooh, Intentional
That
Foreplay.
sounds interesting.
Yes. So the authors are Mr. and Mrs. Allen, Sydney and Les Allen. They wrote a book. I read it from cover to cover.
Mhm.
Very good. So I'm looking forward to them. They're coming in February in the Urban Suite.
All right.
And then in the next couple of weeks, we have Councilman of the West Ward of Newark, New Jersey, Dupree Kelly. He's going to be coming once again
Yeah.
in the Urban Suite.
Yeah.
And we're working with and on more guests, and I'm just looking forward to this.
And then we have an interesting subject next week too.
Oh, next week. Listen. This subject that I'm going to be talking about next week is very interesting. And I'm going to be talking about artificial intelligence in the Black community, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good of it, the bad, and the ugly of it. Oh my gosh, you don't want to miss that. That's next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon. All right, so getting back, that was a little plug. Getting back to jealousy, bitter jealousy. So, Curtis, can you think of a time when you were jealous of someone? You could be 10, you could be 12. It doesn't have to be like last month.
Jealous of someone. Wow. You trying to put me on the spot here. I don't consider myself a jealous acting person. But I would say relationship wise, there would be times when you feel like the person that you were with might be paying attention to somebody else and not you. So yeah, there was a situation where I had a relationship, and yeah, I was. See, I don't know who you're jealous of though. Like I think I was jealous of the other person. You know what I mean? Like that they're giving their time to, or something like that, or that I think that they're giving their time to. Right, and not really at the person I'm trying to be with. It's really, I guess, jealous of the other person that I think is stealing my time.
Right. Exactly.
But that's relationship stuff. So
right. But outside of relationship, anything, even in school and college, was there that one student that always got 95? You just couldn't get past a 75? You're
No,
like, why?
I think I was a student getting a 95, but no.
Oh my God.
But no. Yeah. You know what? I've very much honestly been, a person that actually I'm not that social. You know that. I'm not that social now either. So I'm not,
So you're not really focused on a lot of
on
people.
what other people are doing now.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
key. So
Yeah.
Curtis, everybody was jealous of you.
I don't know. They might have been upset that I was in situations and got to places and did things with people. I've been on stage with KRS-One and I've done a lot of stuff that people might, have been jealous of or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, sure, because people are like, well, why him?
Right.
Not me.
Exactly.
Like he was,
Actually, I
the
do know.
nerd in school.
Yeah. Yeah. But I got to see both sides of the fence all the whole time, so I was so happy about that.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so that this is a very powerful, spiritual, emotional entity, jealousy. And then when it's laced with bitterness, oh my gosh, it drives people to murder people.
Yeah. And I've seen it just like with what you're saying, like relating to people like with church and stuff like that. Because I've heard that sentiment, and you see it online even too, where people be like, "Oh, bless his heart," but they mean the exact opposite.
Right. They're being sarcastic.
Well, to them, they're acting like they're doing the right thing though by saying "God bless you" or something like that, or "bless his heart," but they really don't mean it. Because
we get hit. Like
exactly. Like they don't like the person, but they wish them well. They do the physical thing of what you said, which is they do wish them well, but they don't really mean it in their heart.
Right, because they have not gone through step 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Right.
They focused on what Miss Edna's doing and her part of it, and her stuff, her food ain't as good as mine, so why the pastor got her cooking?
Right, you're right.
You know what I mean? So
well, maybe your purpose in that scenario, maybe your purpose is not cooking. Maybe you can't cook. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're just not a good cook.
That stuff is not better than mine. Well, bless her heart anyway. Bless her.
So yeah, like I said, people become very destructive. And the thing that you fear, you can ultimately become. So if you fear not being blessed, if you fear not being prosperous, if you fear not having that house, if you fear not, and you're so consumed with that, your life is going to show your fear become manifested.
Because what you focus on will grow.
What you focus on will grow. So if you're focused on that, that's growing that bitter jealousy in your heart. And guess what's happening with your life? You're not watering it because you're not focused on it. You're not nourishing it because you're not focused on it. You're not doing anything that you need to do to grow. And because of that, you will become stagnant. It's a very sobering thought, but it's a reality. Bitter jealousy is awful. Awful, awful, awful. All right. So anything else, Curtis?
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Unless we showed them the BMI spot already.
Yeah, we showed the BMI spot. The Urban Suite is sponsored by Blessed Ministries Incorporated, which is the premier workforce development agency in the state of New Jersey. We serve Essex County. We serve, Passaic County, Union County, Hudson County, Bergen County. We service counties north of Middlesex and up. So if you're not familiar with all those counties, you can Google it and do your research.
Central and northern New Jersey, basically.
So, well, a little bit of central.
A little bit central. Yeah, north central. From Union County on up.
Right, up and over. Jersey is a very strange, interesting state.
Yeah. Very densely populated, and we service people by helping them obtain employment. And seeking wellness through work as well, though.
That is correct.
Identifying their purpose.
That's right. We have various populations that we serve. We work with those under the supervision of parole. We work with those under the supervision of probation. We work with adults with disabilities. We work with youth with special needs. We work with individuals receiving food stamps, all to help them become employed, because through employment, guess what? You can find your purpose.
And if they want to get in contact, if they want to get in contact, the number's right there on the screen.
Right, the number's right there, and the website is www.bmiworks.org, and our telephone number is so super duper easy. Area code 973-733-WORK, which translates to 9675. Again, that's 973-733-WORK, 9675. Give us a call. Let us know if you need assistance with employment if you reside in New Jersey, especially Essex County. We work with Union County. Again, we work with Passaic, Hudson, Bergen, all the way up the great state, the great Garden State of New Jersey.
Yes.
All right. I have to say something real quick, and this is funny.
Sure.
You may spank me on the hand.
Oh no.
Have you seen our governor?
Yeah, Phil Murphy.
Doesn't he look much younger?
What you saying? What you saying? He got Botox?
No.
What? He got plastic surgery?
No.
He got a BBL?
I think he got hair plugs.
Oh.
I think he went to the hair club for men.
Oh, I thought you said he was gonna have a Brazilian butt lift or something.
No.
But yeah, people insecure about their hair. At least he ain't wearing a wig. At least, because some of the wigs look bad.
Yeah, the toupees and stuff.
How's it look? Does it look real, or does it just looks like it's more than it used to be?
It looks more than it used to be, and I was just shocked when I saw it, because I wasn't used to
he looked young.
Yeah, I wasn't used to seeing him with hair.
Like a full, thick head of hair.
Right.
Yeah,
and speaking of that, one day I may come on in the Urban Suite with a wig on.
You know what? I never even thought of that, but that would be interesting. You could have did that for Halloween.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. One day, my Urbanites, you may see Dr. Lisa in a wig.
Wow. A long blonde wig?
No.
Silver platinum wig. Pink hair, like what color? Nicki Minaj, like a green wig? No. Yeah, something big and green or a color. Big blue wig, a big blue one. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Well, you ain't going to come in no Afro wig on, though, right?
No Afro wig. Okay. It's going to be a Eurocentric looking wig.
Little bob or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're like, oh, wow. Okay. That sounds
all right. So, my Urbanites, we're getting ready to sign off. Yes. So hopefully you took those 3 things up, took notes. Curtis, put those back up, the 3 things.
Okay. Right.
All right. So don't have misguided focus. Don't be focused and studying someone else too long. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't care if it's in your face, on Instagram, whatever. You can turn it off. You have the power to turn it off. Instagram does not pop up unless you hit the app. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Right. So you have to take action to hit that app. It's not just going to pop up.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go down the TikTok tunnel, it's because I hit the app. And my husband's like, "Are you on TikTok again?" I'm like, "I can't help it." This is funny. Oh my God.
You need a laugh.
I need a laugh. And I get that from TikTok. And I also get the news. And then what you have to do, you have to identify your purpose. And then we're going to really talk about that in depth. What and how you can identify your purpose, because a lot of people are just floating through life. They're just waking up, not knowing what they have been created to do. And that's a very sad state of being. It really is. And then the third one is the person that you have that bitter jealousy toward, really in your heart, sincerely wish them well. Sincerely wish them well. And I guarantee it, if you take heed to what I'm saying tonight, I guarantee it, if you take heed to these 3 simple steps, you will no longer be a slave to jealousy. Try it. Try it. I'm telling you, try it. And then hit me up on my Facebook page, Urban Tools for Change, and let me know, Lisa, I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. This is a process. You cannot be lazy with it. This is a process that you have to engage in. And I can't say that it's going to take only 3 days. It's going to take 3 months. I have no idea. I don't know how much bigger you have to the person, object, or whatever. But just start. Just start doing it. Start turning your focus away from that person and focus on what you are doing. And when I say focus, it doesn't necessarily mean focusing on like and things, but focusing on them in your mind and focusing on them in your heart. Let it go. Turn it around. You have to pivot. In your mind, you have to pivot, and in your heart, you have to pivot. And out here in this world, you have to pivot, whether it's on social media or whatever. You have to pivot. Focus on you. What have you been destined to contribute to society? And then the third one is wish them well. Wish them well in their endeavors, especially if their endeavors or whatever. Their endeavors are breaking the law, illegal. I'm not talking about that. Because, people say, no, I'm not talking about that. So, with that said, we are getting ready to get out of here. I thank you, my urbanites, for entering into the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon, where you laugh, learn, cry, and grow. And on that note, oh, wait a minute. Remember, I said next Tuesday we'll be back, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about AI technology in the Black community, yes. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's going to be awesome because my perspective is primarily coming from a workforce perspective. There's so many tentacles when it comes to artificial intelligence, but you really have to understand where we are hitting and how the workforce is going to be forever changed. And if you are part of the workforce that is going to change on a huge, large scale because of AI, artificial intelligence, you have to listen to what I'm going to say next week. It's going to be very interesting. So yes, every Tuesday we are here in the Urban Suite, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I need you to subscribe. And also, if you become a member, if you join, all proceeds at this time go towards Ministry Incorporated, BI. So, on that note, I thank you for entering into the Urban Suite. And Molly, take us away. More funny. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then the thing is, it's suited just for you. Whatever you watch, that's what it knows. The algorithm is suited just for Lisa. It's like a fingerprint. Your TikTok is going to be totally different than mine. Yours is going to be totally different. It's a whole like, oh my gosh, it's incredible.
Oh my God. What are you doing?